So, first, I'd love to chat about your partnership with Nature's Find. Why do you feel like this partnership is working for you?
I was really excited by the whole ethos behind it. The backstory of it is that they found this protein basically in this thing called they
Mm.
basically found it in this like crater in Yellowstone National Park, and they found that it was a complete protein, and that they could take it and that they could um basically like replicate it to the point where it could provide like a food source without needing any land. And it uses way less natural resources. One, like it can grow in like a catering tray, and one catering tray has as much nutritional value and as much protein as 25 chickens. So I got like really excited by the environmental aspect of it
Mhm.
first and foremost. And then it just tastes great and it has a lot of protein in it, which was also really like something that I was interested in as a new mom who like needs protein. Like,
Yeah.
you're tired, so you feel like you need sugar, which the first thing you need to go to when you feel like you have a sugar craving is protein. And it's also good for breastfeeding. So I just wanted something that was like fast and easy, and I didn't have to think about what I was putting into my body that like provided a lot of nutritional value. So there are like a lot of different angles to it that were appealing to me. And yeah, I think that's like that, and it's at Whole Foods, which is like also where I shop. So I don't know. I liked the optimism behind the brand. And then the fact that it tastes good and it was good for me. I think those are all like really, important aspects to me. And so that was an exciting partnership for me to get involved in.
Yeah, for sure. I have some of their dressings. They sent me this so long ago, but I used them all. Like I love
Oh,
them.
good.
Yeah, they're
Yay.
good. You'll be hosting a brunch though alongside Stephanie Izzard, who is like so wonderful. Um, let's say like you have a packed acting schedule and you get one day off to brunch with friends. Where in LA are you going and what are you ordering?
Ooh, this is a really good question.
It's one that stumps me, I feel, so I'm interested what your restaurant is.
Okay, I love like for like a very casual, this is what I always do on Sunday is I go to Proof Bakery in Atwater Village, and then we like
Oh.
grab like a coffee and like some pastries and then just walk over through the farmers market and
Mhm.
get like flowers and whatever like produce and eggs, and then I have like my groceries for the week. So it's kind of like a less like brunchy sit down brunch and more of like like a Sunday morning,
Mhm.
Um, I think squirrel is always good.
Okay.
Tartine's got great brunch. Um,
I haven't been to those. I'll have to add
really,
them to the
where do
list.
you go?
I'm in West Hollywood area.
Mm,
Honestly, I don't feel like I go out to eat for breakfast as much as I do like dinner and stuff.
yeah, me too.
But
Me
I
too.
do a lot of food and restaurant articles, so I've been doing a lot of dinners lately, but I feel like I need to up my brunch game. I don't even know where I go. There's
West,
Les
West
Petits.
Hollywood. What is it?
Les Petits.
Le Petit Trois.
Yeah, that one, that one.
Yeah.
I like their pastries a lot and I'll just sit and work there, but I need to do better, I feel.
I've heard Zinc has good stuff like midday. I
Oh,
don't know
okay.
that. I mean, Earth Cafe is West Hollywood, and
Yeah.
they've got, like it's super casual, but I kind of like it.
I like it. It gets really busy, but I've been trying like every Monday to do a new coffee shop just to like see
Yeah.
out there and stuff because I only moved here about a year and a half ago. So,
Larchmont Village has Clark Street Bakery, and they also have the Great White, both of which do brunch
oh
too.
yeah,
Not
great
West
way.
Hollywood, but it's not too far. So,
Okay, thank you for these tips.
yeah, of
I'm gonna
course.
add them to my list. I'd love to get into Nobody Wants This, of course, because I watched the first season so quickly and then recommended it to literally everyone. Your yeah, I did. I
Love to
called
hear
my
that.
mom. I called my mom and my sister. I was like, I think you guys will really like this. Um, but your character, Morgan, is seen as more of the erratic sister, I guess, or maybe just the overlooked sibling in certain ways.
The loser sibling.
Yeah, that I was trying to say it a little bit nicely. How were you able to layer the character so that she was lightweight and fun, but still carried depth within her relationships?
Hmm. Yeah, I think that, I mean, the writing is very fun. So the writing was like the first place that I went. And I think they had like a very clear feeling of who Morgan was because I think partially because, it's a little bit semi-autobiographical and that there's
Yeah.
a lot to draw from with her sister Sarah. So I think that the first thing I went to was the writing, and there was so much. Erin Foster has such a um like she has a great way of having the her characters be a bit biting and sarcastic
Mhm.
but also and dry but also heartfelt and lively and warm, so there was a lot there. But I also just loved the like core story of Morgan's is,
Mhm.
because there's this love story at the center of it all, but Morgan's story is that she's like losing her soulmate of a sort. Her sister is her like best friend, and I know what it's like to be in my 20s and early 30s and have my friends start getting into these relationships, and you
Mhm.
feel like, oh, like there's a little bit of a heartbreak in that because it's like, oh, we go from like sleeping in each other's beds to like,
Yeah.
going off and having our own lives. And like, there's something about that that really was like moving to me. And like that Morgan's whole kind of like trajectory is like fighting against being left behind and like fighting against being like the forgotten one in this situation. And I think that's kind of why she acts out. So I wanted to kind of keep that like as my like North Star in terms of like adding the heart behind the kind of like erratic behavior that you talked about.
Yeah.
Uh, and I think like also like my relationship with Kristen and like our chemistry lent itself well to that as well, because I felt very close to her and I felt like, I don't know, I had a lot of fun with like playing around with like being like how Morgan acts out in response to feeling like left by someone that she loves.
Yeah. Did you and Kristen have an automatic sister dynamic, you feel?
Yeah, I do. I think she like did a really good job of, because she's someone that I knew like through watching her work, and like she's so like
Yeah.
sparkly and well accomplished and like someone that I had known about very much, and like, I knew about her work and I knew
Mhm.
about her like presence in the industry. And so she did a really good job of like helping me not feel intimidated by that in any way. Like very immediately, she was like, she like slid into my DMs and was like, let's go on a hike, like right when I got the job.
Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah.
Yeah. And she like asked if we wanted a carpool to the first table read, like things that just helped us like before we started shooting feel like there was like a rapport. And
Right.
she's also just like, she's really, really personable. Like she's like
Right.
that with everybody on set too. She's really close with all the crew, and she's really like, she's not someone who just like holds up in her world. She's like, it's very much like a group experience. So yeah, I do feel like we kind of had like a sisterly rapport. I wouldn't call sisterly. Sisterly is pretty extreme, but she's a very friendly,
Hmm.
easy person to feel close to. So
Yeah, that's definitely nice that you can have that with your co-star, especially if they're already super open and then you like it kind of releases the nerves, I guess, or something from a big
totally. To
project.
be open and friendly and a good actress.
Yeah.
It was a dream.
The
Yeah.
Holy Trinity for sure.
Totally.
I will say back to your sisterly point about her feeling lost. I've always said that like I feel like friendship breakups are way harder than like romantic breakups. And it's not even really a breakup, it's just like people are moving on. It's sad.
Totally. Totally. I mean, like it's like Shakespeare,
Hmm.
Summer Night's Dream, there's like that whole thing with the two friends and how like they, like the biggest like heartbreak of the whole piece is like them and their sisterhood. Like, wait, we've been sisters,
Yeah.
like we grew up together. Like, I think it's like it's a tale as old as time, especially because women are so good at like we're like creatures of intimacy. Like we
Oh
are
yeah.
super like verbal
Emotional.
and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
share our trials and our tribulations with each other. And like, so when one of those people or both people have to go off into their own respective like lives, it's just
Hmm.
like it's tough. It's tough.
It
And
is.
like
Yeah.
it takes some adjusting. I'm still like, like the baby is like, because I have a 3-month old, there's like another
Yes,
level of like,
congratulations.
thank you. It's so great. No, but there's like another level of like becoming like isolated from my friendships, or like pulling away from my friendships a bit, because I'm like, I'm in a new phase of, not because I want to, but just because you're like, oh, I'm like completely like available to this little creature, and I don't have the like schedule to go and like go to a movie or like go out and have, like, it's just a little bit different. And there's some acclimation that happens. And some of my friends who don't have kids, like, we've had talks about how it's like hard. It's hard. It's a hard adjustment to make
Mhm.
in, you know, in
Yeah.
our friendship. And then like we miss each other, you know?
Yeah, no, I totally understand that your priorities are just kind of changed, but I think it also just makes you realize like who or what relationship you want to pour yourself into. Like it kind of, I don't know if it makes your circle smaller, but it just like makes you happier or like more grateful for your relationship
Oh,
that you have.
totally. Yeah. And then in the nights where you get to go out and you're like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
like my brother will babysit or something. It's like so sweet to just like get back in touch with like, oh, we can like be out in the world together again, you know?
Mhm. Grab some wine and you're all set.
Yeah, totally.
So throughout the show, there's some unspoken romantic tension between your character, Morgan and Sasha. I saw that the creator recently mentioned that she's likely to wrap up their quote, like, is it romantic thing. Is that something you'd be happy with for the next season?
But wrapping that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I'm glad she went with that choice, because to me, there's so much more fun to be gained from like an oddball friendship between the two of them than there would be from like destroying his marriage and his
Okay,
family.
fair.
It's like it's not like what his character, it's not like Sasha and Esther have like a lightweight relationship. They're like deep in to parenting a child together, and
Yeah.
there's nothing like cute about like destroying a family unit. So to me, I was kind of like, oh, like how, like I like that there is like this weird kind of attraction, whether it be sexual or something like
Friendly.
more boundary than that. I like that, because I think that that is something that happens, is that we meet people who are of the opposite sex and that we're attracted to, we're drawn to. And it's like weird to like be like, okay, well, what are the boundaries of this? Like, is it okay that I like text you? Is it weird that I'm like reaching out to you, even though like we're just friends? Like, I think that that was like a kind of fun and interesting thing to play with. And I like that they also are, there is like a magnetism between them. But I also like that it's like these people know what that is, and that there's way more to be like found in like the friendship than there is in it becoming like a romantic thing, you know?
Yeah, no, I totally get that because it seems very lightweight and fun on screen, but then when you get into it, it's like, oh, he has a
Yeah.
family. That's heavy.
Yeah. The reality of that is like, oof,
That's heavy for a rom-com series.
totally. Where's the fun? I don't know.
Where do you see Morgan going if that storyline gets wrapped up? Where would you like to see her?
I really trust Jenny and Bruce and Erin, and I like they did such a good job with this last season. I think that that's part of the fun. I know it's kind of a boring answer, but it's just the truth. Like part
No.
of the fun of being an actor is just like lending yourself to like someone else's vision, and like just being like, I don't know what that's going to be, but I'm like so down for whatever that is. So I'm kind of excited for the surprise of it. I don't really have an agenda for like what I would like. I just want to be around, you know.
Yeah, every actor, they're just like, I want the job. I just want to keep
Just
going.
keep me around. Just keep me here. I had a lot of that with Succession too, where I was like, just keep me around. Just I don't care what you do with me. Just like I'll be a fly on the wall. Just like keep me here, you know.
I'll be eating in the restaurant in the background. You don't
Totally.
need
Whatever you need, whatever you need.
I'm glad you brought that up because I wanted to talk about your character Willa because your character was also romantically linked to Connor Roy. So you're both cited as the black sheep, so to speak, similar to like Morgan and Sasha's kind of storyline. What have you found the audience's responses to be to these characters who tend to be like the underdogs, I guess?
I think there's something about the black sheep that also like innately has this like essence of like fuck it, like I like don't care what you guys think of me, so I can also kind of just I can be who I am. And also there's like both of these characters have this like fierce loyalty to their significant others. One case it's Joanne. In this case, in Willa's case, it was Connor. And I
Mhm.
think there was like a lot of fun to be had. And then like kind of like with Succession, she was like by Connor's side through the whole like when the family was like beating him down and like making him feel like he was an idiot and unworthy. She like stood up for him. She was by his side during the election. And in this show, I like had a lot of fun with the time where we go to the basketball game and she like basically is like, no, these girls don't get to treat you badly. Like we're gonna like win them over essentially. And the way she does it is like not like bullying those girls back, but by like basically like fiercely standing by her sister, but like including them in. And I
Mhm.
think there's something like that audiences like about that kind of like essence of like the fierce, like loyal partner. Do you know what I mean? That
I do,
comes
yeah.
with like that comes with being a little bit of a black sheep because it's like you have to have like some semblance of like I don't care about what people think in order to like stand up against the crowd, you know?
Mhm. Yeah, the
So
alcohol scene, I do remember that. I feel like
yeah,
it made everyone feel so included, but it was also really fun. It was just like a smart way to like defend your sister because I have two sisters. So in
yeah.
my head, I was like, okay, I would literally do anything to defend them, but you have to kind of think smarter, not harder with like other women like that or other friendships if they're the black sheep or whatever it is. But
Totally. I liked that they were like, oh no, she was, you get this vibe, oh no, what are they going to do? Because she's like, we're the mean girls. They're not the mean girls. We're the mean girls. And then, and then she like, instead of like, scolding them or making them feel bad, she's like, no, come on. Like, we're going to have fun together. That's like our way of being like, of like engaging in this kind of behavior. It's like, we're going to like party together. And I love that. And I think audiences like, I don't know. I think there's something refreshing. As an audience member myself, I can't really speak to what people think of my character because I don't really know. But I do feel like when I'm watching a show, I have fun with the people that are like, I have fun with the black sheep. I think that they're like sometimes the most interesting, like
They
I was
are.
just watching the bear and like Evan Moss Backrack's character
Oh,
just
love.
so drawn to him because
Uh-huh.
he is like he's also erratic and he's not playing by the rules and he's like a live wire, but he's also like he's got the same like ferocity and like the same like fuck it mentality and the same loyalty. It's like that's fun to watch, you know?
Yeah, no, that's such a good through line, honestly. Now I'm thinking about that. But yeah, I think everyone loves a good underdog story, no matter what. And if
Yeah.
it's fun and like exciting to watch, people are gonna love that, no matter what.
Yeah, we can all relate to like being odd feeling. I think everyone can feel like everybody kind of understands the feeling of feeling like oh, I'm the odd man now or I'm a weirdo or I'm like the forgotten. Like we've all had, if not all the time, moments of feeling like that.
Mm.
So it's fun to see that on screen, I think.
Yeah, I totally agree. I feel like the cast too was just electric on screen. Do you have any favorite off-camera moments where the core four of you were together that you can recall?
Oh,
Probably so many.
we had a lot of fun. I really enjoyed being with everyone at the bat mitzvah because
Oh.
it's just a fun episode. We had so much fun with that episode. And then we were all like together in this like holding area, like and kind of going in and out. And it was the end of the season. And I think everybody was just like excited by what we'd done, excited to be like rapping, excited to be doing this like really fun episode together. And yeah, we all like really, really enjoy each other. So I
That
don't
was
know.
a fun
Every time
one.
we were together, we had a really good time. Like I love Adam, I love Tim, I love Kristen, I love Jackie, I love Emily Arlook. Like all of them were in that episode. Like that was all of us together. So that was really, really fun.
Oh, even when I went to bat mitzvahs when I was younger, they were a total blast. Like,
Totally. I mean, I feel like I missed out on that. I got to go to like bat mitzvahs for younger people. I'm totally Morgan. Like I've gone to like so many bat mitzvahs for young people, but I never got to do that when I was younger. For some reason, I'm like
oh
I missed like I didn't get invited to any bat mitzvahs. So
no.
like I've gotten to enjoy them as an adult more than I did when I was a child. And they're so fun. They're such a huge like it's like a massive production a lot of the time and
Oh
it's
my God. Yeah.
blast. Yeah.
No, it really is. Well, maybe when your newborn grows up, you can live through if they
Totally.
got mitzvah.
Convert and we're gonna do it. I don't have a religion, but I
Yeah.
gotta get on that really quickly.
Well, that's on theme for the show.
Yeah, totally. I know.
Yeah.
I pick up a few notes from Joanne.
Yeah, there you go. I feel like I mentioned this earlier, but a lot of people reasons, the people resonated with it is because it brought back the 2000s rom-com era. What is your go-to comfort rom-com?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so you're talking to someone who like loves rom-coms. Like I love
Okay.
rom-coms.
So you got a list then, I'm sure.
I do. I mean, like anything with Meg Ryan, I like always loved,
Mhm.
which I know we've all heard, but like I love You've Got Mail. I love When Harry Met Sally. I love Sleepless in Seattle. I love Notting Hill, not Meg Ryan, Julia Roberts, but now we're moving away from that. I love Four Weddings and a Funeral. Hugh Grant's another one that I like. He's just like incredible in everything. And then I like really loved like all the Kate Hudson ones. I think she was
Oh, love.
like a perfect rom-com queen. Drew Barrymore, I loved like for Never Been Kissed. I
Okay.
mean, I just love them. I think they're great and I miss them. So it's really fun to be a part of one, you know.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
What
no,
are
for
what are
sure.
your favorites?
I would say Life as We Know It. I love that one.
I don't know that.
What? Oh my gosh. It's Josh Duhamel and I think Kate
Wait,
Hudson's
this
in
is
that one.
fairly recent, right? Like,
Maybe
like 4 years
probably
ago?
more definitely more recent than like When Harry Met Sally or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um and then I did shockingly enough, I watch rom-coms with my mom all the time, but I had never seen The Holiday until last year.
It's
Um,
fun.
and then I watched it and I was like, I have to go to London because I need to fulfill this
Got,
dream. And then I
got
went to
it.
London.
Wait, did you really?
Yeah, I
Because
did.
of that? Did you go to like the like
Mhm.
cottagey London? Like, did you go to like the
Yeah,
outskirts of London? Oh my God,
I
that's so
did. Because they have the restaurant they filmed at, it's in Sheer, like somewhere, Sheer. I think that's the town that it's in.
and
Um,
you went.
but I went there with my sister and we just were living the dream. I was like, Jude Law needs to walk out. He didn't.
Oh my God, can you imagine?
Okay.
Did you see Love Actually?
Yes. What
Okay.
can you remind me what who that is? Who's in that?
Keira Knightley, Laura
Oh
Linney,
yeah, okay,
um,
okay.
Bill Nye. It's another really good one. If you haven't seen it, you should see it. It's like another like all-star cast doing like the
Okay.
really like high-end rom-com.
Okay. I think I have, but
Alan
I need
Rickman,
which one?
Alan Rickman's in it. It's
Oh,
great.
okay. Okay. Yeah, I need to rewatch that because I think I have, but I'll turn it back.
It's great. Let me know what you think.
Okay. Did you have because Adam Brody's like having his heartthrob renaissance after this show aired, did you have a crush on his OC character, Seth Cohen, when you were growing up like so many of us did? You didn't?
I didn't. I didn't ever get on that train. I just like I always like knew of him because he of course was like a hugely popular star and I thought he was so cute, but I just never really I only think I've seen like maybe 5 episodes of the OC.
Me too.
I never really got that into it.
Honestly, me either. Sorry to admit that, but
Yeah, no, you got to be honest about these kinds of things. We have to be
I
honest.
do. I do. No, well, my older sister, I feel like I missed it by a year or two because like I watched like the One Tree Hills and all of that.
How old are you? Do you mind me
I'm
asking?
25.
Oh yeah, yeah, you're very much because
Yeah.
I was in line with it. I'm 35. I'm 35.
Okay, yeah.
I was like living on the level of OC days, so I should have watched it. But you have a good excuse. That was like old news by the time that you were,
Okay,
of
true. But now I don't know, maybe you should watch it or maybe now you shouldn't because you're co-star.
Listen, I'm so down. I honestly should. I like when I was on Succession, I hadn't seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off or Speed, which are like Alan Ruck's
Oh,
like his
yeah.
like and so I had to go back. I went back and I did like an Alan Ruck marathon where I just watched like everything he'd been in, Spin City, all of it. And I feel like I got to do the same thing with the Adam Brody. And I've never seen Veronica Mars, so I've really got a lot of homework.
Oh, well, Kristen Bell's also the rom-com queen too. She's been in like When in Rome and stuff. She's been in so many amazing things.
Totally. Yeah,
Yeah.
isn't When in Rome where her and Dax like got Together. Isn't he in
I
that as
think
well?
it is. Yeah, he is in that. Yeah, because I
Yeah.
watched it recently. Yeah, I think that is when they met. I listened to his podcast because I loved his interviews and stuff.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
um, but anyways, okay, my last question for you. You revealed that you were pregnant while filming the series, obviously. Circling back to the topic of food, what was your go-to snack on set? Maybe even like a
Ooh.
bizarre pregnancy craving.
I wish I had like more like clear cravings. I like weirdly I lucked out. I didn't get any morning sickness, but I also didn't
Oh,
get like
good.
super weird cravings. I did eat through my first trimester, like I only wanted cookies, like an English muffin with like butter and honey on it, crackers, like I wanted that kind of stuff. On set, I had a lot of apples and peanut butter, and then I would bring, and this is really gross. This is really gross. I remember sitting in my chair and being like, I'm so sorry, everyone. I brought like sardines because they're like one of the best things that you can eat. I would bring a sardine and then I also would eat eggs because there's like they've got this like God,
Mhm.
there's choline. They have
Oh.
choline in it, which is like something that you need for a healthy pregnancy, and the only place you can really get it is eggs. So I'd have hard-boiled eggs and sardines. I was like the worst smelling castmate ever. I felt so bad. I was like, I'm sorry, everyone. I'm so sorry. But I've got to do this.
You're gonna have to brush your teeth every scene, like
Truly, I was like chewing gum in between or brushing my teeth or like I always washing my hands too because I like smelled like fish. It was bad. I don't know if anyone noticed, but I remember there was one day where we were in a really small holding room and I was just like I felt so ashamed. I was like, I'm really sorry, everybody.
maybe
It
they
should
were
not be
probably
allowed.
just polite about it.
Really apologetic.
No, I've chatted with a few like fitness instructors and stuff, and they're like really into sardines, so you're not wrong.
It's like they're very nutritionally dense and they're very small, so they don't have much mercury in them. So like all the stuff like tuna, like all the bigger fishes have way more like stuff that you don't want in them. So they're like go for the small stuff like anchovies and sardines. So I was eating them like all through my pregnancy. Just
Well, now you can eat actual sushi.
totally. Yeah, I'm in.
All in. Well, thank you so much. This was a lovely conversation, and I appreciate you taking the time away from your crazy newborn life.
Of course. Thank you so much. This was really fun. Thanks for everything.